Hello, dear future doctors. I am Jay Thakkar and I am a third year MBBS student at Sri Empisha Government Medical College, Jamnagar, Gujarat. And I am working as a biology content creator here at MemoNeet. So, today we are going to discuss the zoology section of Full Test 7. Now, see, giving full test is very important, but more important than that is doing the analysis of the test. When you do the complete analysis of the test, you get to know your weak areas and the portion you require to do more practice in. So, you need to do analysis after giving the test every day, okay, every time you give the test. Now, let us move with the zoology section of full test 7. So here we are starting with the first question, question number 151. It states it is a match the column question, and there are certain organs and there are some classes of organisms given, and we have to match it. So the first is wings. So as we know, wings belong to birds. So option A goes with 3. Then operculum. So operculum is belonging to the bony fishes or the osteichthyes. So remember O with O. So operculum, osteichthyes. Okay. Then scutes. So scutes belong to reptiles. And cartilaginous endoskeleton. Cartilaginous endoskeleton, we know that the chondrichthyes or the cartilaginous fishes, they have cartilaginous endoskeleton. So remember chondro. Chondro is a specific word for cartilage. So the chondrichthyes or the cartilaginous fishes, they will be having cartilaginous endoskeleton. So the correct answer of this question is option 1. That is A goes with 3, wings with birds, then operculum with osteichthyes, scutes with reptiles, and cartilaginous endoskeleton with chondrichthyes. Now, the next question is question 152. It is stating that Malpighian bodies are what? Okay. Now, see, you might be confused here that you have heard about Malpighian tubules also and Malpighian bodies also. Now, see, Malpighian bodies are a part of human anatomical system, and where are they found? See, the Malpighian bodies are when we combine the glomerulus. Okay, see, assume that this is the glomerulus and the glomerulus along with the Bowman's capsule. Okay, if you know the parts of nephron, okay, so the glomerulus along with this Bowman's capsule, this structure together is known as Malpighian bodies. Okay, so here the answer will be none of them, and the Malpighian tubules are the excretory organ of arthropods. Okay, so this is the confusing question where you might be confused with Malpighian tubules, which are the excretory organ of arthropoda, and you would have marked this option also, but it is incorrect because it is asking about Malpighian bodies, okay, which are the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule combined. The next question is question 153. That is, which of the following animals are true coelomates with bilateral symmetry? Now see, there are two characteristics which should be present in one organism. First of all, it should be true coelomate, and another is it should have bilateral symmetry. First of all, let us see adult echinoderms. Okay, now as we know, in the phylum Echinodermata, the larval stage has bilateral symmetry. They are worm-like, but the adult echinoderms, they are radially symmetrical. They are not bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, so this option is wrong. Next is Escalmenthes, okay, and Platyhelminthes. First of all, the Platyhelminthes. As we know, Platyhelminthes are acoelomate. They do not contain a coelom or the body cavity at all. So Platyhelminthes are acoelomate, and Escalmenthes are pseudocoelomate. So this is also an incorrect option. So the option 4, that is annelids or the phylum Annelida, they are the true coelomate also, and they have bilateral symmetry. What is bilateral symmetry? Bilateral symmetry means that when we divide the organism in a single plane, it produces two equal halves. So the correct option here is option 4, annelids. The next question is question 154. It states that birds and mammals, okay, birds and mammals share one of the following characteristics as a common feature. Okay, so it is asking which of the following characteristics given in the option is common between birds and mammals both. First is pigmented skin, so that is incorrect. Pneumatic bones, they are only present in birds. Okay, they are not found in humans. Next option is viviparity. So see, humans are viviparous, but birds are oviparous. They lay eggs, so that is also incorrect. And warm-blooded body. So this is the correct option because both the birds and the animals are warm-blooded animals. Okay, birds and mammals are warm-blooded animals. So option 4 is correct. Moving on to the next question, question 155. Choose the correctly matched pair. Okay, so there are different tissues given and you have to identify the correct type of it. First is tendon, given as specialized connective tissue. So this is incorrect. Second is adipose tissue, dense connective tissue. That is also incorrect because adipose tissue is a fat containing tissue. Then third is areolar tissue is a loose connective tissue. So this is a correct option because areolar connective tissue is a loose connective tissue and cartilage loose connective tissue. So this is incorrect because cartilage is a specialized connective tissue. Okay, so the correct answer of question 155 is option 3. The next question is question 156. It states that frogs differ from humans in possessing what? So it is asking the difference between frog and the humans. Option 1 is paired cerebral hemispheres, hepatic portal system, nucleated RBCs, or thyroid as well as parathyroid. Now see, frogs, what is the type of RBC present in humans? What are the characteristic of RBC? See, in humans the RBCs are biconcave shaped. Okay, these are like this, disc shaped, biconcave disc shaped, like, and they do not have nucleus. The mature RBCs in humans do not contain nucleus. That is a very important point. But in frogs it is exactly opposite. First of all, they are biconvex shaped. Okay, they are biconvex in shape and they contain a nucleus. Okay, so nucleus is found in the RBCs of frog. So the correct option is option 3 because frogs contain nucleated red blood cells and humans contain enucleated red blood cells, means the RBCs of humans do not contain nucleus. The next question is question 157. It states that the cell junctions, which are the tight junction, adhering junction and the gap junction, are found in which type of connective tissue? Now see, if you have seen the epithelial tissue cells, the epithelial tissue cells are lying very close to each other and they form the junctions between them. Okay, so these type of cell junctions, which are tight junction, adhering junction and gap junction, are found in the epithelial tissue. Okay, so the correct answer is option 2, epithelial tissue. The next question is question 158. A non-proteinaceous enzyme is? First of all, you should know that the enzyme, okay, enzymes are protein in nature, right? All the enzymes are protein, but there are certain non-proteinaceous compounds also which serve as enzymes. And what are those? So see, there is RNA. Okay, RNA, when RNA serves the function of an enzyme, it is called as ribozyme. Okay, and ribozyme, it is not a protein. Okay, because it is a nucleic acid. So RNA as a nucleic acid, when it functions as an enzyme, it is called as ribozyme. So the answer to this question, a non-proteinaceous enzyme, is ribozyme. Okay, I hope you got this question. The next question, question 159. It states that an amino acid under certain conditions have both positive and negative charges simultaneously in the same molecule. Such a form of amino acid is called. Now see, the amino acid contain first of all an N terminal and a C terminal. The N terminal contains NH3, right? And the C terminal contains COOH. Okay. Now see, when we put any amino acid in an acidic solution, so acidic solution contains excess of H plus ions. So this NH3 will get converted into NH4 plus in acidic solution. And if we put it in an alkaline medium, then this COOH will get converted into COO minus. Okay. Now see, if in a single compound, in a single molecule, when this positive charge NH4 plus and this negative charge COO minus, they exist together. Okay, so that form of compound is called as Zwitter ionic form. Okay, and this Zwitter ionic form is seen at a particular pH of the solution, and that pH is called as the isoelectronic pH or the PI. Okay, So this is a conceptual question which you must be knowing. Okay, so the isoelectron at the isoelectronic pH, this zwitterionic form can exist. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4, zwitterionic form. Moving on to the next question, question 160. It states that which of the following statement is wrong. So we have to identify among these four statements which one is wrong. First statement is lipid are small molecular weight and they are found in the structure of cell membrane. Yes, that is correct because the cell membrane mainly consists of lipid. The next is lipids are not strictly macromolecule. So yes, it is also a correct statement. Next is proteins are polypeptides. Yes, because amino acids are the monomeric unit of protein, and amino acid form peptide bond in between them, and the polypeptide chain formed by different amino acids is called as protein. Next is the dietary protein are not the source of essential amino acid. Now see, there are two types of amino acid, essential and non-essential. So why they are called essential? Because it is essential for us to take them in our diet. Okay, they are given by our diet. They are not produced in the body. The amino acids which are produced in the body are called non-essential. So they are not essential to take them in diet. So therefore they are called non-essential. But the essential amino acids, their source is our diet only. They are not produced in our body. So the correct answer for this question is option 4, that this statement is incorrect because dietary protein are the only source of the essential amino acid. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 161. It is asthma may be attributed to. Okay, so the first option is inflammation of trachea, accumulation of fluid in the lungs, bacterial infection of the lungs, and allergic reaction to the mast cells in the lungs. So as we know that asthma is a hypersensitivity reaction, right? It is a type 4 hypersensitivity reaction and it is an allergic reaction. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4. Okay, asthma is a hypersensitivity reaction and allergic reaction, in that the our body produces an exaggerated response towards the allergens. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4. Moving on to the next question, question number 162. What would be the cardiac output of a person having 72 beats per minute and a stroke volume of 50 ml? Okay, now see, we know that the formula for cardiac output is cardiac output equal to heart rate into stroke volume, right? So here straight away we are given heart rate, that is 72 beats per minute, and also a stroke volume, that is 50 ml. So we simply put that into this formula, then we get cardiac output will be equal to 72 into 50, which comes out to be 3600 ml. Okay, so the correct answer is option 3, 3600 ml. The next question is question 163, which is an incorrect statement. So there are four statements given here and we have to identify which is incorrect. The first statement is muscle contraction is a passive process. So yes, this is an incorrect statement because muscle contraction requires calcium and this calcium is pumped by the calcium ATPase pump. So ATP is required for muscle contraction, and the process where which ATP is required, that is called an active process. It is not a passive process. So this is an incorrect statement. Next is option B, that is muscles of intestine are voluntary in nature. So this is also an incorrect statement because muscles of the intestine are not in our control. They are acting on their own. So they are called as involuntary muscles. Okay, because the characteristic muscle in the intestine is what type of muscle? It is smooth muscle, and smooth muscle is involuntary in nature. Okay. The next is fascia is a layer of connective tissue. So this is a correct statement. Okay, fascia is a layer of connective tissue Okay, the next is muscle bundle is called as sarcomere. So see, this is an incorrect statement because sarcomere is a functional unit. It is the contractile unit of the muscle. It is not the muscle bundle. Muscle bundle is called as fasciculus. Okay, so this is also an incorrect statement. So the correct option here is option 3, that is A, B and D are the incorrect statement and C is a correct one. The next question, question 164. It is an assertion reason question. Assertion is ball and socket joint are not mobile joints. So is this correct? No, because see, in ball and socket joint, like the example of ball and socket joint is the shoulder joint, where there is the glenoid cavity of the scapula and there is head of humerus which articulates into it. Okay, this is a type of ball and socket joint. Now in this type, is it immobile? No, it is totally mobile joint. As you can see, you can move your shoulder, right? So it is a mobile joint, so the assertion is incorrect. And it is, the reason is, it is a type of fibrous joint. Now see, the ball and socket joint is not a type of fibrous joint. Ball and socket joint is a type of synovial joint. Okay, so the reason given here is also incorrect. So the correct answer over here will be option 4, that both assertion and the reason are false. Okay, the next question is question 165. The blood calcium level is lowered by the deficiency of. Okay, now see, what are the hormones which control the calcium level of our blood? They are calcitonin and the parathormone, which is released by the parathyroid gland. The parathormone function is to increase the blood calcium level, right? Okay, so the parathormone reabsorbs the calcium from the bone, and also it increases the absorption of calcium from kidney, and it increases the level of calcium in the blood. So parathormone, which is responsible for increasing the calcium level in the blood, if there is deficiency of parathormone, what will happen? The calcium level in the blood will decrease. So the correct answer is option 3, parathormone. The next question is question 166, that is ejaculatory duct is formed by. Okay, now see, first of all, the sperm is formed in the seminiferous tubule. After the seminiferous tubule, there comes the rete testis. Rete testis then after goes into vasa efferentia or the vas efferens. From that, there comes the vas deferens, and the deferens, vas deferens combines with the duct from the seminal vesicle. Okay, so the duct from seminal vesicle combines with the duct from vas deferens, and it forms the ejaculatory duct. So the ejaculatory duct is formed by seminal vesicle duct and the vas deferens. The next question is question 167, that is identify the incorrect statement. Okay, so first is the male sex accessory ducts include rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. So this is a correct statement. Next is the regions inside the seminiferous tubules are called as interstitial spaces. Now see, you must understand that the seminiferous tubules are there, and the regions surrounding the seminiferous tubule is called as the interstitial space. So would that be inside? No, it would be the regions outside the seminiferous tubule is called as interstitial spaces. So this will be an incorrect statement. Let us see the next two statements. The government of India legalized medical termination of pregnancy (MTP) in 1971, which with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. So yes, this is absolutely correct. And Saheli, the new oral contraceptive for females, contains a non-steroidal preparation. So this is also a correct statement, that Saheli is an oral contraceptive and it is a non-steroidal oral contraceptive. Next is question 168. It states that in human females, meiosis 2 is not completed until. Now see, you must understand that inside the female, the development of the ova starts when it starts from the fetal life itself. So in the fetus, the ovary is present, and inside the ovary there is oogonia, and oogonia undergoes mitosis to form the primary oocyte. Okay, and then this primary oocyte starts undergoing meiosis 1. Okay, this starts the meiosis 1, and it is arrested at the prophase state. Okay, in the diplotin state of the prophase 1 of meiosis 1. And when the female reaches puberty, okay, when it reaches puberty, then due to the LH surge, okay, the hormone dependent LH surge, this induces the this initiates means this completes the meiosis 1, and this results into one polar body and one secondary oocyte. Okay, so we are having a secondary oocyte. Now with every menstrual cycle, a secondary oocyte is released, and this secondary oocyte starts as meiosis 2 and is arrested. After that, when the sperm enters, okay, when the sperm enters the female genital tract, then fertilization will occur. And after the fertilization, the secondary oocyte completes its meiosis 2. Okay, so the meiosis 2 is completed after fertilization, and it forms the second polar body and the female pronucleus. So the correct option here will be option 4, that is, the meiosis 2 is not completed until fertilization. The next question is question 169. It is a match the following question, and we have to match each disease with its vaccine. Now see, we know the vaccine for tuberculosis is which one? It is the BCG vaccine, right? That is the Bacillus calmette-guerin vaccine. This BCG vaccine is derived from what? It is derived from the harmless bacteria. Okay, so the A goes with 4. Next is whooping cough. Whooping cough is nothing but pertussis, and the pertussis vaccine is what? It is made from killed bacteria. So B goes with 3. Next is diphtheria. As we know that diphtheria is a toxin mediated disease. Okay, so for the vaccine also we use the inactivated diphtheroid toxin. Okay, so the option C goes with 2. And polio is a viral disease, so for the vaccine purpose we use the harmless polio virus. So here the correct option is option 1. Okay, the next question, question 170. The interferons are, okay, now see, first you need to understand about the concept of interferons. What are interferons? Interferons are the cytokines which are released from the virus infected cells. Now these virus infected cells, what do? They release interferons, and these interferons act like a messenger to different cells which are not infected. So they tell the non-infected cells that that cell has been infected, and you need to take important precautions so that you do not get infected. So they protect the cells which are not infected till now. So these are the antiviral proteins. Okay, so the correct answer is option 2, antiviral proteins. The next question is question 171. It is the vector for dengue and chikungunya is. So you might be knowing this, that dengue and chikungunya spread by which mosquito? It spreads by the Aedes mosquito. So the correct answer of question 171 is option 4, that is Aedes mosquito. Moving on to the next question, question 172. An example of disarmed pathogen vector is. Okay, so an example of disarmed pathogen vector is the modified TI plasmid or the tumor inducing plasmid. So the answer for answer will be option 3, modified TI plasmid. Moving on to the next question, question 173. It states the DNA precipitation out of a mixture of biomolecules can be achieved with the treatment with what? So see, the DNA precipitation process is to obtain the pure DNA, right? To obtain the pure DNA, the DNA precipitation needs to be done, and this precipitation is done with the help of chilled ethanol. Okay, so as we add chilled ethanol, the DNA is precipitated at the bottom, and we take it out with the help of spooling. So the answer is option 3, chilled ethanol. The next question is question 174. It is a statement based question, and you have to identify the correct and incorrect statement. The first statement is, in recombinant DNA technology, the restriction enzymes which produce the sticky ends are commonly used in ligation. So see, for the process of ligation, what the helps, the sticky ends help in process of ligation, right? You might be knowing the sticky ends. Yeah. So see, when the restriction endonuclease cuts the DNA, it produces sticky ends, and these sticky ends facilitate the process of DNA ligation. So statement 1 is correct. Now statement 2 is sticky end facilitate the action of enzyme DNA ligase. So yes, this is also a correct statement because the sticky ends will are complementary to each other. So they will be easily able to form the hydrogen bonds. So it will make the action of DNA ligase easier. So the answer is option 1. Both the statements are correct. Moving on to the next question, question 175. It is also a statement based question. The first statement is kidneys do not play any significant role in removal of ammonium ions in the fishes. So this is a correct statement because see the fishes produce their nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia, and the ammonia is able to easily diffuse out of their body. So kidneys play a very little role in the removal of ammonia. So this is a correct statement. The next is many bony fishes, aquatic insects, and aquatic amphibians are ammonotelic in nature. So this is also a correct statement because the bony fishes, aquatic insects, and aquatic amphibians, they produce their nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. So they are called as ammonotelic. So here also the both statements 1 and 2 are correct. Moving on to the next question, question number 176. It states that glomerulus along with Bowman's capsule is called. Now see, you might remember that we have discussed already when glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, okay, they are together called as what? First of all, they can be called as renal corpuscle also, and they can be also called Malpighian body also. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4, both 1 and 3. The next question is question 177. Select the incorrect statement. We have to select which of the statement is incorrect. To produce large quantities of desired proteins, bioreactors are used. So this is a correct statement. Next is bioreactors are the vessels in which raw materials are biologically converted to specific products using synthetic chemicals. Now, do we use synthetic chemicals in the bioreactors? No. We use the different cells like bacterial cells or human cells. So we use different living cells which are producing the desired product. So this is an incorrect statement. We do not use synthetic chemicals in the bioreactors. Let us see the next two statements also. Bioreactor provides optimum conditions of temperature, pH, substrate, salts, oxygen, etc. This is a correct statement because due to the optimum conditions of bioreactor, we are able to produce the desired product. Next is the most commonly used bioreactors are of stirring type. This is also a correct statement. The next question is question 178. RNA interference. Okay, so it is talking about the RNAi technology. RNA interference interferes with, so as you know, it interferes with the translation process in a nematode, right? So the correct answer is option 1, translation in nematode. The next question is a tumor inducing plasmid. Okay, now what is the short form of tumor inducing plasmid? The TI plasmid, widely used in the production of transgenic plants, is of which of the following organisms? So this TI plasmid belongs to which organism? It belongs to Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Okay, so the TI plasmid is of which organism? It is of Agrobacterium tumefaciens, and it is being used as a cloning vector. Okay, so that we can produce the transgenic plants. The next question is question 180. Presence of which of the following conditions in urine is indicative of diabetes mellitus? Now see, in diabetes mellitus, what is the condition? The blood sugar is very high, right? And once the blood sugar reaches above the mark of 180 milligram per deciliter, it starts coming in the urine. Okay, so the first condition which is seen in diabetes mellitus is glycosuria. Okay, that is the presence of glucose in the urine. And due to this high glucose, there are some harmful substances which are called as ketone bodies, and they are produced in diabetes mellitus. So ketonuria is also a condition which is seen in diabetes mellitus. So the correct answer is option 3. Ketonuria and glycosuria are indicative of diabetes mellitus. The next question, question number 181. It is a statement based question. The first statement is evolution is a stochastic process based on chance events and in the nature and chance mutation in the organisms. So this is a correct statement. Next statement is evolution is a directed process in the sense of determinism. So this is an incorrect statement, because as we discussed that evolution is a chance process. Okay, it is based on chance events in nature and the chance mutation which occurs in the organism. It is not directed process. So here the statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. The next question is question number 182. It is match the following question. So there are different there are different the classes of man given, and this is the cranial capacities of that period. Okay, so first is Neanderthal man. Neanderthal man, the cranial capacity is how much? It is 1400 cc, which is highest. So A goes with 1. Next is Homo erectus. So the cranial capacity of Homo erectus is 900 cc. Next, Homo habilis. Okay, the cranial capacity of Homo habilis is 650 to 800 cc. And Australopithecus belongs to the East African grasslands. So the correct option here is option 2. Moving on to the next question, question 183. Here we have to identify the incorrect statement. Okay. The first statement is the gift technique. What is the full form of gift? That is gamete intrafallopian transfer. Technique is useful for the women who cannot produce ovum. So this is a correct statement. Next is low sperm count can be tackled by artificial insemination. Yeah, so if the male has low sperm count, it can be tackled by using artificial insemination. Next is MTPs are relatively safe during the third trimester. So this is an incorrect statement, because the MTPs are safer during the first trimester only. Okay, after that the risk increases. So this is an incorrect statement. It should be first trimester. Next is Government of India legislated MTP, the medical termination of pregnancy, in which year? It is given 1973, which is incorrect, because it was legislated in the year 1971. Okay, so the correct option is option 4. Both C and D are incorrect. The next question is question number 184. An ideal contraceptive should be. So what should be characteristics of an ideal contraceptive? First of all, it should be user friendly. Next, it should be easily effective. Third, reversible with no or least side effects. This is also a correct statement. So here all of the above are true. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4. The next question, question number 185. One of the following is not the method of contraception. Which is the not method of contraception? Condoms. So condoms are a method of contraception. This is correct. Then Lippes loop. It is also intrauterine device, which is a method of contraception. Then tubectomy. Tubectomy is a method of sterilization. It is also correct. And the second option is pills of combination of oxytocin and vasopressin. Now see, oxytocin and vasopressin are the normal hormones which are released by the pituitary gland. Okay, vasopressin is the anti-diuretic hormone. So these have no role in contraceptions. Okay, so the correct option is option 2. Oxytocin and vasopressin combination are not used in contraception. The combination which are used in contraception are estrogen and progesterone combinations. Okay. The next question is question 186. Radula are present in. So you might have heard about the file-like rasping organ, which are called as radula, and these radula are present in which phylum? They are found in phylum Mollusca. Okay, so the organism of phylum Mollusca, their mouth contains a file-like rasping organ, okay, which is required for feeding. It is called as radula. Okay, the next question is question 187. It is also a statement based question. The statement 1 is epithelial tissue has no free surface. Okay, so is this a correct statement? No, this is an incorrect statement, because epithelial tissue has free surface. Okay, this free surface might be in the contact of environment, like on our skin, or it might be lining the inner surface of the organs. Okay, like in the inner surface of GIT. Next statement is epithelial tissue provides a covering or a lining for some part of the body. So as I discussed, this is a correct statement, because epithelial tissue is responsible for providing covering or lining of some part of body. So here the statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Now you might be seeing in the option that there is no such option, but here there has been a typing mistake. Okay, so here the correct option will be that statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Okay, I am repeating again that in the question paper there is a typing mistake, and the correct answer for this question is statement 1 is correct incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Okay, so yeah, the next is question number 188. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay, so you have to identify which among these statements is correct. The first statement is tertiary structure is necessary for the biological activity of the protein. So yes, this is a correct statement, because without gaining tertiary structure, the protein cannot do the biological activity, okay, in the primary or secondary structure. So tertiary structure is required for the biological activity. And next is nucleic acids exhibit a wide variety of secondary structures. This is also a correct statement. Next is hemoglobin is an example of a quaternary structure. So yes, hemoglobin is a complex protein and it has a quaternary structure. The next statement is in primary structure of protein, the first amino acid is called as the N terminal and the last amino acid is called as C terminal. So this is also a correct statement. So here the correct answer is option 4. All first, second, third and fourth statement are correct. The next question is question number 189. It states that which one of the following changes occur in diaphragm and the intercostal muscles when expiration of air takes place? Okay, now see, during expiration, the external intercostal muscles which are found in the ribs, okay, the external intercostal muscles also relax. Okay, so the chest cavity moves inwards and the diaphragm also relaxes, so it moves on to its original dome shape. Okay, so the correct option here is both the external intercostal muscles and the diaphragm, they relax. Okay, the natural shape of diaphragm is dome shaped. When it contracts, it gains the flat shape and that helps in inspiration. But when it relaxes, it again regains the dome shape, so that helps in the expiration of air. Next question is question 190. Mark the pair of substances among the following which is essential for coagulation of blood. Now see, uh, here the option is, first option is heparin. So heparin, you know that it is an anticoagulant, it does not help in coagulation of blood, so heparin will be wrong. Okay, then the correct answer is calcium ions are required for coagulation and platelet factors are required for coagulation. You might be knowing the different coagulation factors like fibrinogen, prothrombin, thromboplastin, calcium. These are all the coagulation factors which are essential for coagulation, and also calcium is essential for coagulation. So the correct answer is option 2, calcium ions and platelet factors. Moving on to the next question, question number 191. It is a statement based question, and here the first statement is pivot type of joint is it a type of movable joint which is present between the atlas and the axis. Now you might be knowing that the atlas and the axis are the first two cervical vertebrae. Okay, it is C1 and C2 is called as atlas and the axis. So this is a correct statement because the joint between them is the pivot joint. Okay, and how does it look? So see, this is the axis bone and this is the atlas bone. Okay, so this is a pivot type of joint and this helps us in doing the no movement. Like see, this is the type of movement which is done by the pivot joint between atlas and axis. The statement 2 is saddle joint doesn't provide movement. So this is an okay, so this is correct statement. So the correct answer is option 1, that okay, so this is an incorrect statement because saddle joint provides movement. The saddle joint is found between the thumb and the bones of the carpal. So as we know that it can provide the movement, so this is an incorrect statement. So the correct option is option 1, statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Next question is question 192. It is a match the following question. and there are different glands given and there are different disorders given. You have to match which disorder is associated with which gland. The first is pituitary gland. Now see, pituitary gland releases antidiuretic hormone, which is vasopressin, and deficiency of that hormone causes diabetes insipidus. So A goes with 3. Then thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is associated with Graves disease, okay, in which excess amount of thyroid hormone is released. Then adrenal gland goes with Addison's disease, and pancreas releases insulin, and deficiency of insulin causes diabetes mellitus. So D goes with 2. So the correct option is option number 3. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Question number 193. It is an assertion reason question, and the assertion states that corpus luteum is produced by Graafian follicle after ovulation. So the assertion is correct. Okay, the Graafian follicle after ovulation gets converted into corpus luteum, and the function of corpus luteum is to release progesterone, and this progesterone helps us to maintain pregnancy. Now, the reason given over here is corpus luteum secretes oxytocin, which maintains pregnancy. So, see, as we discussed, that it does not secrete oxytocin, it secretes progesterone. So, the assertion is correct, but the reason is incorrect. So, the correct answer is option 3, that is, assertion is true, but reason is false. Moving on to the next question, question number 194, which is not true. Okay, so there are different statements given over here, and you have to identify which is correct and which is incorrect. The first statement is smoking increases carbon monoxide in blood. This is a correct statement. Next is smoking decreases carbon monoxide in blood. So this is an incorrect statement. Okay, because smoking is increasing the level of carbon monoxide in blood. The third statement is smoking increases the concentration of heme bound oxygen in blood. So this is also an incorrect statement. Okay, next is option D, smoking causes oxygen deficiency in the body. So this is a correct statement. Next is smoking is associated with cancer of lungs, emphysema, bronchitis, etc. So these are the disorders which are caused by smoking. So this is also a correct statement. So here the answer will be option 4, that is B and C are not true. Okay, because smoking does not decrease the carbon monoxide, it increases the carbon monoxide, and smoking decreases the concentration of heme bound oxygen in the blood. Okay, if carbon monoxide is increased, then the heme bound oxygen will decrease. Okay, the next question is question 195. What is correct about HIND2? Okay, the HIND2 is it is a restriction endonuclease enzyme. So what is correct about HIND2? The first is it was the first restriction endonuclease. So this is the correct statement. It is the first restriction endonuclease. Next is its functioning depends on a specific DNA sugar sequence. So no, it does not depend on DNA sugar sequence, but it depends on particular DNA nucleotide sequence. Okay, nucleotides are present in DNA, so it depends on DNA nucleotide sequence. So this is incorrect. Then it cuts DNA by identifying a specific sequence of 4 base pairs. So here the number is incorrect because it identifies the specific sequence of 6 base pairs, not 4 base pairs. So the correct answer is option 1, it is the first restriction endonuclease. Moving on to the next question, question 196. Which of the following cut the DNA from specific places? Okay, so what is the function of what is the role of the restriction endonuclease? It cuts the DNA at specific places. So the correct answer will be option 1, that is E. coli restriction endonuclease 1. Ligase is responsible for joining of the DNA. Okay, so the correct answer will be restriction endonuclease. Next is question number 197. Arrange the parts of nephron in a correct sequence. Now see, if you have seen a nephron, the first part is the glomerulus. Okay, then the second part is Bowman's capsule. Okay, after glomerulus comes the Bowman's capsule. The third part is primary proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, then it forms the loop of Henle. Okay, This is the descending loop of Henle, then the ascending loop of Henle, and then the distal convoluted tubule. Okay, so this is the distal convoluted tubule, and this opens into the collecting duct. So this is the collecting duct. So this is the basic structure of nephron. First is the glomerulus, then the Bowman's capsule, then proximal convoluted tubule comes first. After that, the Henle's loop and the distal convoluted tubule. So the answer over here will be option 2. The next question is question 198. Match the column 1 and column 2. Okay. So the column 1, the first option is biopiracy. Now, what is biopiracy? Biopiracy is using the bioresources in an unauthorized way. Okay, so the first goes with 4. Biopiracy means unauthorized use of bioresources. Next is biopatent. What is biopatent? So biopatent is an authorized use of bioresources, right? Next is probe. So probe is a radioactive molecule. So 3 goes with 2. And fourth is endonuclease. So endonuclease, example of it is Hind2. Okay, it is a restriction endonuclease. So here the correct answer is option 4. The next question is question 199. Here the correct answer will be option number 4. Yeah. So the next is question number 199. The hormone which is responsible for ovulation. Okay, so which of the following hormone is responsible for ovulation? As you know, the LH surge causes ovulation. Okay, before the ovulation there is an LH surge, there is a peak in the level of LH, and this LH surge is responsible for ovulation. So the correct answer will be option 2, that is LH, luteinizing hormone. The last question, question number 192, the question number 200 is, if mating is random, population is large, and mutation does not occur, the gene frequencies of population from generation to generation remain constant. Okay, so this statement was given by whom? So it is stating that mating is random, population is large, and mutation is not occurring. Then what will happen is the gene frequencies of population from generation to generation will remain constant. So this statement was given by Hardy-Weinberg. Okay, this is the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Okay, so the correct option here will be option 2, Hardy-Weinberg. Okay, so here we have covered the zoology section of full test 7. I hope you are clear with all the answers. If you have any doubt in any question, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Till then, keep hustling and all the very best for the NEET exam. Keep on revising, keep on giving full test, and most importantly, complete the analysis of the full test on the same day itself. This will help you a lot. All the best.